Ararat. While traveling to the south of Armenia, one has to cross the Ararat Valley. And we too, being blessed by the biblical mount, are passing through the ancient settlements and heading for Syunik region through Yerazh. The road runs along the lakes fed by the waters of the Arax River and goes up to the highlands. The surrounding grounds gradually turn red. The road takes us to Armenia and Mtnadzor. This is a home for unique grapes used to make the well-known Armenia wine. Armenia is full of ancient monuments. The Saint Virgin Church in Armenia is one of them. It dates back to the 14th century. The former narrow pathways are now turned into paved motorways. The curvy road rolls at the foot of high rocks, and competing with the running waters of the Arpa River takes us to Jermuk and Vaik. This is the gorge of Yeregis, where the bezoar goats live. They are the symbol of Armenian inaccessible mountains. One can gaze these amazing and cautious animals from the observation point, not far from the village of Shatin. Surrounding mountains and gorges are wearing the goat of autumn. The road colored with the autumn tints takes us to the Saint Durtat Church, which is located between Vaik and Mtnadzor. A minute ago, we were in the middle of autumn with a mild and pleasant sun. But going up to Sisian, we suddenly come into winter. Each elevation brings us into a new season. That is why Armenia is called the country of seven springs. The yellowish tree grounds are replaced by the snowy slopes. We are passing through the gates of Syunik. About an hour later, we arrive in these reddish lands. This is why the place is called Shikahogh, meaning red land. The reserve is located in the south of Armenia, in the Caspian district of the Syunik region. It was established as a reserve back in the Soviet times, in 1958. Now its size is over 12,000 hectares. The area is covered mainly by oak and hornbeam forests. These are also groves of the yew, Oriental plane and beech trees. Shikahogh encompasses the Tsav and Shikahogh river basins and the peaks of Sharbuz, Gyumrans, Mazra and Bartas of the Meghri Ridge. We are welcomed by the Mount Hustup, a sentinel of the south of the country. This region is rich in miraculous natural monuments. This one, for instance, is called the Swollen Stone. And here are the frozen elephants, standing here for centuries. The administration building of Shikahogh State Reserve is located in the village of Shikahogh. This is a nicely furnished and equipped office. The workshops and discussions about the conservation have been held in this comfortable hall. There are also bedrooms for guests. The meals and refreshments for workshop participants and guests have been served in this clean and cozy dining room. The personnel also dine and drink coffee here. They will guide us to the virgin woods. The staff works hard to preserve this heavenly corner of nature with its endemic plants, trees, and animals. Shikahogh holds rich vegetation. 18 species growing in the reserve were recorded in the Red Data Book of the former Soviet Union. Dark, cool, and shady forests grow on slopes of 30-40 degrees of declivity. The nature is beautiful all the year round, especially in autumn, which is so mild and prolific here. The mild, humid, and warm climate makes a number of tertiary relicts survive here. The most distinguished of them is the yew tree. The Tsav River flows through the reserve, forming small waterfalls here and there. 6 species of fish live here, the most valuable of which is the brook trout. The Takhtajan's blackberry, Zangezur pear, and the mixed tulip grow on the steep slopes. Here is the medlar. It used to be the poor's food in the past, but is a luxury delicacy now. We are now entering the next protected area called Plain Grove Sanctuary. Unique giant trees with hollow trunks grow here. Some of them can even serve as shelters. This hollow plane tree can be a hideout for a man or an animal. The fauna of the reserve is diverse. Here are the fox, bezoar goats, badger and wild boar, European hares and bats are abundant. The hedgehog, stone marten, wolf, brown bear, European wild cat, and Eurasian lynx also live here. The Persian leopard can be glimpsed by chance. Even trees keep a cyclopean eye on the locality. Once again we cross the Tsav River, a home for 18 species of algae. This plot has been used for cultivation of seedlings. Every day, caretakers look after the seedlings. The villages of Shikahogh, Srashen, Tsav, Shishkert, and Nerkin Hand are scattered around. Animal husbandry is the main activity for local people. Shikahogh is living its life. Young people don't want to breed cattle, but wish to move to town, gain education, and get jobs. That's why here we meet mostly the elderly, sometimes with their grandchildren. This old bridge and the village church built in the late medieval times are the only surviving places for sightseeing. The breath of winter is approaching. The gold of autumn will soon be replaced by the silver of winter. Shikahogh is uniquely beautiful in winter time. The contrast of red grounds and white snow blanket once again reminds that the name of Shikahogh is fairly right. In winter, these roads become hardly passable. Despite this, the fascinating landscapes are eye-catching. The pictures of trees covered with silver veil, snow-white mountain peaks, and a lonely church standing over the babbling icy stream form an admirable winter melody. It is really hard to turn the eyes away from this frosty beauty, but it is time to go. We don't say goodbye, and we'll come back in spring. The highlands wake up from the winter slumber. The rocky peaks open up their heavy eyelids and gaze hazily at the blossoming surroundings. The tourists become active along with the awakening of the nature. Our companions are the specialists in ecotourism. Here they are designing the routes for potential visitors. Visitors can stay overnight in this cozy guest house not far from the Shatin observation point. There is a larger hotel in Vaik, which is designed to accommodate many visitor groups and to offer them traditional Armenian cuisine. We are on our way. It is worth to make stops in several interesting and ancient sites. The Shaki waterfall in the neighborhood of Sisian town, the highest of its kind in the South Caucasus, is particularly appealing. This site is well known for its rich flora and fauna. The Karahunj Observatory, also called the Powerful Stones, is shockingly impressive. It dates back to the 5th century before Christ. 300 huge stones are set in circles at the altitude of 1,770 meters above sea level. The observatory covers an area of 7 hectares. The handmade Karahunj is succeeded by these natural pyramid-like giants merely stretching out to the universe. Here are the Datev Gorge and the Datev Monastery, where the universal ideas of Gregory of Datev had been summoned up in his monumental scriptures. The marvelous monument of Vahanavang stands hidden in a deep forest just 7 kilometers away from the town of Kapan. The church named after Saint Gregory the Illuminator is part of the monastery built by Vahan of Syunik, the son of King Gagik in the 10th-11th centuries. The Vahanavang, or Monastery of Vahan, was a spiritual center of the Syunik kingdom. Shikahogh welcomes the visitors with warm hospitality. Ruben Makarchan, director of Shikahogh Reserve, is a treasurer of the secrets of the Mtnadzor and Shikahogh. The myths and legends of these gorges sound invincible and mysterious in his interpretation. Our gorge expert will accompany the group through the canyons and forests described by the poet. The gorge's gorge, worn-out stream bed, frozen air, and smell of cavern, smell of somber, smell of pain, the sunny slopes, the ashy trails, and heat and haze, with the smell of stones, smell of wormwood, smell of time. We are again on our way to Plain Grove Sanctuary. These 3 monuments are no less valuable than the stone monuments we have already seen. Shikahogh Reserve and Plain Grove Sanctuary are open for eco-tourism, historical, cultural, and scientific tourism. The Plain Grove stretches out along the Tsav River for 10 kilometers. The grove's core area comprises more than 1,200-year-old trees that reach 30-35 meters high. The walnut, arax oak, silk vine, and other trees also grow here. Along with rich natural heritage, local environment retains old Armenian traditions and customs.